we're back for another GAC. We are now into week 3. We are currently in round 1. And it's time to win, guys. It is time to win. We are currently 1-5 for the season, which means we've dropped dramatically, and I'm really gunning. And there's no guarantees with this. We've said it before, like these people who drop intentionally so they can climb back up. There are no guarantees we win here. There are no guarantees we win here, but I'm really gunning to go 3-0 both these next week. Now, it might be really high standard, but we're going to try. We always have to try. So that being said, our first opponent this week, his name is Idle Fear. And I have got to say, I have missed this. And what am I referring by this? We're going to open up his roster here. And he looks pretty good. But instantly I can see that he doesn't have 5 GL, or he doesn't have all 6 GLs. But it's not just the fact that he doesn't have all 6 GLs. It's the fact that there are things missing from his roster that I can actually build strategy around. And we'll get to that when we get to placing our board. But like this is what I used to live and die by in the old matchmaking system that really, I think, gave us a lot of success. And I also gave a lot of variety to GAC. I don't like this. I don't like being at the very top of the game, like top 500 for Kyber, when everyone has everything, because there's really nothing to customize against your opponent. Like, I miss this. Because not only, so he doesn't have Lord Vader, which, you know, that's good for us. But on top of that, because he doesn't have Lord Vader, he doesn't have Bad Batch. So there are immediately 2 tools that I have on my side that I can design my board, my offense, my defense against, because he doesn't have these things. So this is really, really cool. I love that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and look at his... Go ahead and bring up our... Oh, well, I guess that works. We'll just do that. This is our opponent's stats. And as you can see here, because we have dropped significantly, we're not up against someone who has a risk rating of 100. But don't worry, those guys are still here. Those guys are still here. But the first match, we want to face one. So this person's account is very much like ours. Like this is the most fair matchmaking we've seen in months, I think. So he only has 39 more relic levels than us, which is really, really low. We're typically 200 minimum. And then everything else is pretty on par. Like I think we have him pretty well beaten mods, which isn't too foreign to us. We have 20 more plus 25s. 40 or something like that more plus 20s, and then almost 100 more plus 15s, and then doesn't have Star Killer, which we haven't seen that in forever either. And he's also, I think we have 1 GAC, we have Dash, yeah, but these are the 4. Like if you're gonna have 4 GAC Omicrons, you want to have these 4, so there's not really that big of a disparity there. And then I have Lord Vader, kinda, still 3 Zetas, no ult. That's kind of a galactic legend. And then he has Rey. So that's the big difference, and that does give him an advantage in fleet as well. So let's go ahead and look at the board. And he does typically like to set, or he does typically like to use fleets to his advantage. Like he's gonna put Executor down, and he typically has a pretty good shot at clearing Executor too. He actually has a very similar strategy that we do, where he'll throw in a burner, and then he'll throw in Rebels or Finalizer or something to kill it. It works for him. It works for him. So. Again, he looks like a good player. So, again, we're trying to make a defense specifically catered to this guy. So, I typically hate to put Qui-Gon Jinn down. They're very versatile on offense. And I always need something to use for that. They're very versatile on offense. And they're really easily countered by Bad Batch on defense. Our opponent doesn't have Bad Batch. So now he has to deal with that. There are other teams that beat it. But the chances of him needing, let's say, Grievous beat... Actually, yeah, Grievous beats this. Or Maul, or something else like that. He's going to also need them against these teams. So we're actually able to fight this guy defensively. So that's kind of cool. And the other 3 teams that we've been placing was normal. And then the other thing that I changed, it felt good to do this, I'm not gonna lie. We were able to set 3 Galactic Legends on defense this round because he doesn't have Lord Vader. So there's really no point in us taking SLKR on offense. Like he can stay on defense. And I'm curious. I mean, if he takes in JML, it'll be fine. But I'm curious to see how our fully health modded SLKR does here. Because that's the first time that's ever been on defense for us. So that's, I think, maybe territory worse. Up top isn't anything special. I guess I could mention this. We did remove Treya from our defensive lineup just because she was by far the weakest, being gear 12. That's kind of where Qui-Gon Jinn came in. And then our back wall is also just the ships we won the last time. So our opponent says Executor. And whenever we have an opponent that sets Executor, we always just throw everything on defense. So hopefully he won't be able to full clear, but he's done it before. He's done it before. So we're taking a little bit of a risk there, and I don't like that. Because I can I can destroy this guy on ground, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we can absolutely annihilate him on ground, but he can still win in fleets. So Bad Batch should be fine here, CLS should be fine here, Trooper should be fine here, and then probably, like, this is pretty bad. Yeah, I'm not sure what we take here, but as long as I mean, there's nothing to keep us from going right after Bam and just killing him. So we'll do that with something. It really doesn't, maybe we could probably do that with Geos, honestly. Geos Gideon. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. We'll do Geos Gideon versus Bam. And then up here, this isn't that special either. We'll probably be able to use our Crummy Pout Mar team to get rid of this. This will be Iden, this will probably be Grievous, and this will be, I don't know, it doesn't, this is really nice. We're getting to face, like, actual C-tier teams like Geos and Nute, rather than having, like, the middle of last week was 5 Galactic Legends, so let's go ahead and get to crushing them, guys. And here we go. Let's see exactly how well this annihilation of the ground goes. So we're going to start off here with our Geos and Gideon versus this Bam team. And Bam is actually, he's a really good lead. He has a really good team, but I mean, this just isn't it. I mean, we're within pretty much the very first turn. They didn't even get a chance to go, and we already had Bam did, which he's really the linchpin. Like, these other characters are all decent filler, but they're just that. They're filler. There's not really any sustenance here. And I don't know, I probably misplayed this after we killed Bam. Probably shouldn't have gone right for Vet Han, because if we go after Vet Han immediately, then we just end up getting countered, they end up getting turn meter, and then all this crazy stuff starts to happen. And luckily, it's not like, they're all pretty low relic too, like relic 3, relic 5. So I mean, we're significantly lower relics than they are. We're gear 12 on most of our characters, but it's still close enough. So as you can see, we're able to make a pretty nice recovery here, but I think I could have played that better. I think killing Bam, that was, you know, perfect, whatever. But after that, we probably should have been trying to land ability blocks on everyone until we had a nice opportunity to just snipe Vet Han in one hit with Spy. That way we wouldn't have to deal with the counters. We wouldn't have to deal with everyone getting all their AoEs up because they would have all been ability blocked. But we won, but we didn't get very good banners. Like, I thought we were going to kind of squash this guy in ground, and yeah, that's not like a great start. So then he had this Qui-Gon Jinn team. I mean, this is a very normal Qui-Gon Jinn team. Jonah Anakin, Cam, Mace, Ayla, really... It's like the epitome of average. Like, it's good. It's not a bad team, but at the same time, it's nothing the Bad Batch is going to wipe the floor with. We got all the stuns as we should have, and they just die. Pretty simple, pretty easy. This one was a little sketchy. So both his gas and his 5s, mostly his 5s, were modded really stinking well. Like, his 5s was full protection, all 4 primaries, and full defense sets, which is the hardest thing for gas to get through. And the gas was overall could have been a little bit better, but still pretty good. And then their freaking Echo landed the stun on both of my characters, and I really need the assists from Nubaka on 5s here to kill him, especially with how hard this guy is to get through. So luckily we just barely make it through before gas stands up, and we do, on a counter, we're able to kill Rex. So I guess we had a little bit of good RNG there. And they landed Days again on our Nubaka, and this is mostly because we have full tenacity on Chewbacca, but we don't have it on Nubaka, and that ends up being okay here. Things go well enough, but they could have gone a little better, I guess, but I'm not going to complain with this outcome. Ultimately, the exposed are just a little too much for him. So yeah, I'm 59, not great, but, you know, it's down, didn't have to use a GL on it in the front wall. It's really nice. So yeah, now, I mean, again, there's really nothing to say about this team either. We accidentally clicked on chat while trying to mark dark here. But yeah, these are, like, just pretty normal battles. It's a little weird coming off of a lot of our opponents who are like, oh, this guy's R9, is this even gonna work? I mean, that was a gear 12 set. Like, we knew this was gonna work beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's gonna work just fine. We make sure to take out Bastila Shan Fallen there, and I wish we start going for Marauder here. Of course, he needs to take a turn for us to actually be able to kill him, which he does, and then we get Ferocity. Go ahead and take our time there, hitting Marauder. And then we're gonna get another turn here with Veers for the Massist on Malik. So we kind of just wait things out, and then, you know, Veers gets his turn, and then we do it, and then Malik just dies. And then Darth Ram just dies, and that goes as pretty much as well as it always does. So now this one was a little sketchy. We had to contemplate which team we wanted to use Wampa on. We got to the back wall, and there was only Ray back there, so we had a little bit of freedom here. But I still don't love this battle. I don't love this battle because... So Nute is not a problem at all. Nute is just fine. And really every single character on this team is not even a little bit of a threat, except Dooku's stealth is a massive pain in the butt here. It's a massive pain in the butt here because when you're stealth, you can't counter. We can't come in for the counter, and when you can't counter, you can't gain TM. When you can't gain TM, you can't get your turns. So that was really, really annoying. And luckily, there were 2 tanks on the team, so we did get to hit the 2 tanks there for a little bit. But you guys are going to see here, once the 2 tanks keel over, and you can't even get dots on B1 because it's immune to them, this just does get really annoying. And I was contemplating for most of this match if we should just be basicing like Duke or Nute to kill them, or if we should be roaring to stack our offense. And ultimately, we just keep stacking our offense. There's probably a point here somewhere in the middle where we could have just basic them and killed them, but I didn't want to try to get greedy and just try to basic, and then it wasn't enough, and then we end up timing out because we weren't able to stack the offense because we kept trying to kill them with a basic. I would have eventually basicked had we lost enough health, but we never really do here, and eventually we do just start killing them off with the AoEs. But yeah, I think at this point we probably just could have killed someone. We just chose not to. I guess you can imagine chat was super happy during the stream for this battle. But yeah, extortion's really not that big of a deal. B1 is like someone actually mentioned in the chat that B1 in one of their practice runs, B1 eventually just got enough stacks that he just killed him, which is a little concerning. But our Wampa is modded really stinking well, and this team isn't that high of relics. Like B1's only R4. If this were one of those guys who has like R7 or R8 on every single character, might not have been the same exact story. Yeah, now it's just B1, and we're able to counter him now because he's not stealthed. And I mean, it's not even close. Cut through 140 stacks in about a minute or so. We're hitting for like 200k damage with no dots. That's pretty cool. And there he goes. That battle was fun. It worked, but I didn't love it. And we had C versus CLS, and we've done this before. Pretty much as long as the team isn't modded for pure offense and really high relics, I just don't see this losing. So they opened up with us, got that. They had a lot of crit damage. I think CLS had potency or something like that. It wasn't super threatening. So they deal a decent amount of damage here. Like they get us into the middle of the health there, but was constantly stripping the Chewbacca's protection, and then I mean we just get ult instantly because of the amount of assists they have going. And yeah, we don't even dip into the yellow here, and by then we're able to kill them, and that gives us full health back, and then we link up, and now not only are the Chewbacca's dead, so they lose all that damage, all those stats, but on top of that, they can't crit now. Nobody can crit. So we try to keep them both alive at the same time so we can preserve the link, but you know they just die. So cool. So now we have the raid team in the back, and it has JTR in it, and that the reason why I decided not to use C on it is because JTR, like C works just fine, but you have to take in a full team, and it's bad banner, so we just took in this. And I think I regret this a little bit. I think we probably should have taken in Hoda. Should have taken in Hoda over Shock and just kind of dealt with the fact that we were going to be giving Rey free offense with the turn meter from Hoda. And we get really, really close here. I was really, really wanting to do this. If she was just a little bit lower health, which is actually kind of ironic, because I was kind of, not talking crap, but I was really questioning why people mod Rey for like half health primaries and half offense primaries. Like, why wouldn't you just go all in on one or all in on the other? But this one, I mean, if she wouldn't have had that extra health primary, she probably would have been dead by now. So it caused a little bit of a headache for us. I mean, obviously not a whole lot. We're gonna go ahead and burn Shock's heal here just because we're about to get it back anyways, because Grandmaster Luke is about to, or Jedi Master Luke, getting those mixed up. He's just about to pop ult, so it pops ult. We get the heal back immediately. We don't use it yet. I'm not sure why. That was kind of probably dumb. But yeah, so this is just getting really, really hard to recover banners because our Jedi Master Luke is too good. The one hit or the one assist that we're getting from this is it's killing them from like 60% up. Like this Haldo, yeah, Haldo's actually already in damage meter, but R2, I don't think R2 went into damage meter. Actually, it didn't, just came out. But yeah, we're trying to play the banner regen game, but I really need Hoda if we're gonna try to do that successful. So 62, not as good as it could have been. And here is my favorite battle. So I got a lot of good feedback from our last video. So we're not going to be cutting videos ever, for the stream. So I mean we've done this about 100 times. We're probably gonna do it 100 more times. Now let's say here. Oh well, actually there's something interesting to say. So our opponent actually does the same exact counter. He does it against us. He uses, and not just same exact in the sense that he uses Iden versus Mon Mothma, but he uses a super undergeared Iden, like even more so than mine. Like I think our Idens are the same, but his entire team is purple. It's like I think he has as low as gear 8 on Magma or something like this. So it's a really undergeared team. And I've heard that some people time out with it if Biggs is in there. So on our defense, I didn't show it at the beginning. I should have, but we put Biggs in. We put Biggs in our lineup to see if that would kind of get a hold. Just because his is typically so undergeared. But I don't even know if he ended up using that. But we'll get to that at the end of the video. So yeah, the video is going as good as ever. Kill Kara first. Able to death mark Kyle. He's dead. Everyone else dies. We win 65 banners as every single time. So we're still on the back wall here. And since they put down the Nute team, they got to put down the Grievous Nuke team. And especially this late, I guess we have dropped a little bit. So like this guy doesn't have all 6 GLs. But I really don't like this split for endgame. I don't think that, I've never thought that General Grievous needed to be 2 teams. I've always really liked him as 1. And again, there's especially sub Kyber. That's completely understandable, but this far up, I really don't like it. We're trying to keep, the only really strategy here other than, marking and killing GG right off the bat is we're trying to be really careful with Probe Droid, because we can't just kind of hit him willy-nilly, because if we take his health under and he gets a big hit off, I mean, he'll probably strip protection or maybe just kill someone. So we got through that. Full banners. We even undersized it, which, that's cool. And then we got to play with Embo here. This was really fun. So I was thinking about undersizing this too, but that looked really dumb because we wouldn't be able to get contract correctly because there wouldn't be enough hits, but also we end up killing everyone too fast here. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, we got to take an Embo for fun. Boba would have been the smart choice, but I mean, you guys are going to see here it doesn't. It's not that big of a deal. And I want to use the hat throw because it's really fun. But at the same time, I don't want to throw away banners because it drops our protection. And I wasn't sure if the kick was going to be enough to get the protection back. So we just went with the kick. Elusive strike. Is that in the plural, elusive strikes? Can't remember. But yeah, we're trying to figure out what to do here. We just end up kicking Poe in the face for about 70k. Not bad. Not bad. Dodges the basic. That's kind of whatever. I think we just go on Poe here. And then we disintegrate Finn. And they barely get a turn. 65 banners. So I don't love this match, but we had... Grievous was our last good team, and we were really contemplating using our sketchy Mar team against this, but if one thing went wrong, it would have just been a loss. So we ended up bringing in Grievous versus Geos, and I didn't realize this until after we started the battle, but this was a little sketchy, because Django starts in damage immunity, and Grievous has a lot of turn meter manipulation. So not only do we increase our own if he gets target lock, but we also end up decreasing his. So I was really afraid of an infinite loop. So you're going to see a lot of really weird gameplay with Grievous in this one. We did a lot of things that were very counterintuitive. Like there were specific moments where we were trying not to hit target lock enemies, or we were trying not to use the AoEs, because I didn't want Django to get stuck in damage immunity forever. We were really trying to get him to take turns. And then once he started taking turns, we just kind of, hell broke loose, and we just started ripping everyone apart. But yeah, like an AoE here would probably just kill everyone. So we didn't want to do that. Oh, and we got to take Watt here. Since we didn't have to use Watt with SOKR, that was kind of weird. So we had he was working as a free agent, and I figured he would go better here just because he's better for banner recovery than Nute is, even though I kind of like Nute in a more general sense. Yeah, again, avoiding the AoE with Grievous until Django goes ahead and takes his turn. Goes aheads. Good English, Calvin. Alright, so Django's taking both those turns now. Now he's fair game. We can hit whoever we want. We go ahead and pop the protection. See if maybe that'll do something. Heal Watt if we can. Big AoE with Grievous. Kill pretty much everyone. And this is unfortunate, but they do, Grievous takes the last hit, which kind of sucks because he drains everyone's protection. So we only got a 62. So he had a pretty good ship defense, too. He had Negotiator, Executor, and Raddus, which, you know, 2 strongest fleets, pretty good. So, I still don't know how I feel about this. He only puts in Plo and Jedi Consular as reinforcements for Jedi Anakin, which is great because it pretty much it guarantees that the buzz droids are going to get cleared by Plo when he comes in. But at the same time, like, there's no, if we get kills on some of these characters, there's no DPS on this entire team. So yeah, of course, you know, Plo comes in first, as kind of expected. They're doing a fair amount of work. We call in Spy. We get Plo marked, which is fine. Whoever got marked, we were just gonna kill unless it was Jedi Anakin. Then we're gonna try to let it ride out a little bit. But yeah, so things are going well-ish for them. We go ahead and I think we just hit Jedi Anakin here, trying to kill him. Get the AoE there. Yeah, so Jedi Consular comes in next. Fives would have been more problematic, but yeah, now what's his face? The Y-Wings stop taunting. We can go all in on Jedi Anakin. Jedi Anakin dies, and I mean that's pretty much the team right there. Without Jedi Anakin, this team just falls apart. Although the same can be said. The same can be said about the Malevolence when you lose Hyena. Like, Hyena is the linchpin character. Once Hyena dies, that's kind of game. So this is an interesting match. Yeah, there's only, I mean, even if we lose here, this is a team that Scraps can clean up. I mean, it's like Jedi Consular and Ahsoka. We get our ult here, which is nice, but this is not super great because our one important character, Funsack or whatever, whoever it is, isn't Funsack, it's Soldier, is out in the open, and if Ahsoka just decides to kill him, then it's game over. But she decides to cleanse for some dumb reason, and then we win. Next fight up is going to be our Finalizer versus Raddus, and we keep doing this battle over and over again, and I don't know how I feel about it, because the Millennium Falcon is kind of a pain in the butt here. Like, if she gets off a good hit, it's just kind of game. I was really hoping we should have gone for the big hit. I don't know why we went for the smaller hit. I shouldn't have crit immunity, I don't think. That kind of sucks. So the tank lived through. If we would have just been able to kill the tank, that would have been great. Yeah, we went for the big hit here. Still is alive, which is annoying. Still kicking. Still annoying. And they turn over a silencer, killed them. And now we're able to bring in the Echelon. Hopefully get it. The stealth doesn't really do me a lot of favors here because the attack we're trying to avoid is the big AoE for the Millennium Falcon. So I had to do a little bit of reading here to remember what these do. But to get the mass assist, we need the second ability anyways. And that's what we're trying to do to see if we can maybe stun the Millennium Falcon there. But I don't remember if we actually can. Tenacity or something like that. So she has the big hit, almost levels my entire team pretty much, and that's like super not great. So now they got their tank in. We're just gonna see if we can try to get again. Millennium Falcon has to get out of here. So we toss the turn meter back, get the Millennium Falcon out, and from there it's kind of okay. I mean, like, our silencer has about to die, has an expose on it. Like we end up calling him in just for the health steal. Like, I don't want to get stuck behind things here. Just pray they don't dodge. They don't. That was great. We're getting fives here. So this is where fives is, I guess. Fives wasn't chilling with Negotiator. It was over here with Raddus, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, Sarge makes sense. That taunt is really annoying. But yeah, I don't really get what fives was doing here per se, except dying. So that went really nice. So someone had asked for me to keep this in, so we were up against the Executor, and I'm going to bring in my burner fleet, and I'm even going to show what happened with it. So it wasn't as perfect as last match, but I want to get a hit here on Xanadu Blood. That way, when the AI comes in for the next fleet, they will specifically heal Xanadu Blood, and they won't put the taunt on Houndstooth, which is exactly what they did. So this is a little bit of a misplay here. We came with our rebels, and I used the AoE here. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just basic Xanadu, because now he's in stealth, and that's less than ideal. So instead of going after Xanadu Blood, because he's stealth, and that sucks, we're just going to go after Razor Crest. So could have played that a little bit better. We're still able to get a fair amount of damage on our Razor Crest, and this is... We're wanting to get the Disruptor on Houndstooth, and of course it dodges, despite, you know, no evasion, or... I don't know, one of these guys might give... accuracy down with breach, I don't remember. Yeah, we're able to get everything off. And we actually, I won't lie, we were getting a lot of good RNG here. We're getting a lot of good RNG here. Like, the Falcon is consistently assisting. Like, and that's, I mean, that's really all the RNG there is with Rebel. So, we got the right assist. We're able to kill 2 of them pretty quickly. Xanadu is now out of stealth. So, pretty prime target to kill. We go ahead and call in the Phantom or Ghost Driver just so we can get the assist call. Kill Xanadu, and that's, I mean, that's really nice. Now, you know, I think this fleet had 5 ships, and 3 of them are, yeah, 3 of them are dead now, and we have 5. We have 5 on the field, so this is going really well. The only thing that really sucked was not getting the shield disruptor on Houndstooth, because my ships are really under-geared, or rather, their pilots are really under-geared, so they're just doing no damage to Houndstooth, like no damage whatsoever. It's really bad. Because I think some of them, I'm not sure who, but some of them are giving, they're giving the enemy or Houndstooth more protection than they're taking away, which is annoying. And then they heal Houndstooth all the way back up to full, so that also sucked. But yeah, we're getting really close to our ult here, and they took a while to get contracts, so they're not particularly close to theirs. Yeah, this battle's going on a little long. We get our ult, which went super well, and now it's really just a question of, can we burn them down? I really wanted to get the defense down there, the expose or whatever it was. We didn't get it. And then, yeah, we're just trying our biggest hits here, trying to get through. And we got some decent-ish RNG with the assist from Falcon, because Falcon's really the one who's going to kill him. And then Houndstooth's dead. And, I mean, even if they get their ult at this point, we win. Like, it's... IG ain't going to hold it up on his own. We do lose the Ghost, so, you know, that's 2 or 3 banners away for no gain. Then we go ahead and bring in Cassian, just for the call to assist. Got to make sure I know which one it is. And we get the kill there for 46 banners. So that ended up being the final match of everything. And as you can see here, we won by a pretty good margin. He struggled a little bit on the ground. And I think I said before the stream that we were going to annihilate him. I think that mostly ended up being true. So he did okay. I don't know what he burned. I'm going to guess he burned a GL, at least 1 GL, maybe 2, because he had 4 for offense in that front wall. And then he got to the back wall, and he one-shot these 2, which, honestly, like, this might not even been a GL. Like, our Lord Vader is really bad. Almost guaranteed this was a mirror. That's what happened there. And then SLKR really held his own here. After 1 battle, it's just SLKR. The second battle, he got protection back, which was really weird, so I'm guessing they took in a team with a lot of turn meter reduction. So that was cool. Oh, yeah, and this is... I think I might have mentioned at the beginning of the stream, but this is the first time we have SLKR super health modded. It's like 180,000 health. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but I really like that. I really like that modding on him. Up top, he struggled quite a bit as well. Not, like, I know 2 of these wins were from Nest, or one of the wins was from Nest, just being sold, and then Dash held. I have no idea what he used there. And then he didn't even try ships, which I don't really blame him. At that point, he already knew he, A, lost, and B, probably just didn't want to deal with this just for the sake of credits. So, all in all, pretty good win. We have a pretty good opponent next match as well. Let's see if we can keep the winning going. But thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, stay awesome.